Hello again, everybody. Welcome to USA Wrestling Weekly. I'm Scott Casper. It's time to take a look at what's trending this week with USA Wrestling, the national governing body of our sport. Now, just before we went to shoot this week's show, the International Wrestling Federation, or FILA, released the new weight classes for the 2016 Olympic Games, as well as the World Championships and other major international events. Now, as part of the successful effort to keep wrestling in the Olympic program, the structure of the Olympic weight classes will change starting with the 2016 Games in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. That's where 6 weight classes in each Olympic style will be contested. The addition of 2 weights in women's freestyle means there will be 1 less in both men's freestyle and Greco. An interesting change, FILA has opted for different weight classes in men's freestyle and Greco-Roman. Men's freestyle now will include 57, 65, 74 kilo, 86 kilo, 97, and 125 kilo. In Greco-Roman, the new Olympic weight classes there are 59, 66, 75, 85, 98, and 130 kilos. In women's freestyle, 48, 53, 58, 63, 69, and 75. FILA also announced at the World Championships and other major international events after January 1, they will include 2 more non-Olympic weight classes in every style. That means a total of 8 weight classes in each style and more opportunities for more athletes. I like that. The 8 international weight classes for the World Championships are as follows. In men's freestyle, we'll go at 57, 61, 65, 70, 74, 86, 97, and 125. Greco will be held at 59, 66, 71, 75, 80, 85, 98, and 130 kilo. And finally, in women's freestyle, it'll be 48, 53, 55, 58, 68, 63, 69, and 75 kilo. FILA has also made some rule changes in its continuing effort to make the sport more exciting and easier to understand. The tech fall changed to 10 points in freestyle and 8 points in Greco. All throws in freestyle now will be worth 4 points. In Greco-Roman, throws are worth 4 points, but 5 points will be awarded for a higher amplitude throw. No longer can 2 3-point throws or 1 5-point throw end the match. And a 30-minute minimum break between matches has been instituted. The news spread quickly throughout the international wrestling community, so we talked with some of the coaches and athletes about the recent change. We start with Zeke Jones.
It just simplifies the rules so that people understand there's not 8, 12 different ways to score. There are 3 or 4 or 5 different ways to score. Instead of 9 ways to win a match, now we're down to 2 or 3 ways to win a match.
He's our freestyle coach. Now we move to National Greco-Roman coach, Steve Frazier.
Pin them to end it, or you attack them. And I like the fact that they moved the attack from 7 to 8 points. So I think, generally speaking, all of the rules that they're recommending here, I really like.
National women's coach Terry Steiner gave us his perspective.
I like them. I mean, I like the 10-point difference for a tech fall. It simplifies the 2 and the 4-point takedowns. So I think it's wrestling is a lot better off right now than we were 10 months ago.
Some of the athletes let their voices be heard. From the women's program first, world silver medalist Helen Maroulis.
I would have to look over them, but I mean the rules have been changing, this whole summer and pretty much, every cycle. So it's just, hey, Coach Terry, what are the new rules? Tell me, okay,
World team member Veronica Carlson.
You might get the number 1 right off the bat, number 2 right off the bat, and maybe they have a bad match, but if you get pulled all the way through, then with the new rules, it gives you kind of more of a chance. It puts it in the athlete's hands more. It's not the draw so much anymore.
You're watching USA Wrestling Weekly. We'll be right back.
ASICS has been there. They've been the lifeblood of the sport. It's been a long time, and they've been at the top of the game every year, forever. And I'll tell you what, now that I think about it, maybe that's where I've gotten my inspiration, because I always want to be in the top of my game in wrestling, and I think that's where ASICS is and wants to be as well.
Hi, I'm Wayne Boyd, Director of Operations and Development for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club. The club was founded to help wrestling worldwide, especially at our senior level, of course at the collegiate level and the high school level. But the most important level for Titan Mercury Wrestling Club is the kids level. And these are some of the guys today that will be tomorrow's Olympic champions. Let's hear it, guys.
Titan Mercury!
That's Titan Mercury Wrestling Club, San Marino, California.
Now let's head to Albuquerque, New Mexico for a women's freestyle duel between international powers Russia and the U.S. It was held at St. Pius X High School. USA Wrestling's Richard Emmel joined the two women's teams on a bus from Colorado Springs. The two teams made some time to hang out and went shopping and sightseeing together, but then it was time to get down to business. Russia started the duel by winning the first two matches with shutouts as Elena Vostrikova stopped Erin Golston at 105 pounds, the score 5-0. Then it was Svetlana Bubashina who controlled Julia Salata 9-0 at 147. Well, the U.S. rallied back with 4 straight wins to take control of their own destiny. Two-time world bronze medalist Alyssa Lampe grinded out a tough one, 7-4. That win over Russia's junior world champ Valery Shevchenko at 105. World team member and two-time junior world champ Victoria Anthony then kept up the pressure with an 8-1 win over Stalvira Orshush at 112. U.S. Open runner-up Catherine Fope-Allen opened up her offense and scored an injury default win over Natalie Malasheva, also at 112. Past world team member Whitney Condor was dominant with a 9-0 shutout over Irina Olganova at 121 pounds. Russia turned things around when Jargolma Saranova stopped world team member Ali Reagan 6-1 at 130 pounds. Wrestling up a weight, world silver medalist Helen Maroulis reclaimed the momentum with a 11-0 tech fall over Svetlana Liptova at 130 pounds. The 2008 Olympic bronze medalist Randy Miller clinched the U.S. win with a strong 8-0 victory over Darima Sagiva at 147 pounds. Now, in perhaps the most entertaining bout of the night, world team member Veronica Carlson edged out Svetlana Babashina 3-0 in another bout at 147. Olympic champion Natalie Variba of Russia facing America's 2012 world champ Adeline Gray. Variba had her offense going and scored a 10-0 tech fall in the first period to close out the duel, but the U.S. would still come away with the team victory by the score of 7-4. We talked with some of the athletes on their way back from New Mexico.
Well, it felt really good. It was good to wrestle with the whole team and get to watch everybody's matches. I hadn't been in a duel since World Cup years and years ago, and it's always a lot of fun.
Well, as you can tell, my voice is kind of hoarse from cheering, but definitely an adventure. Russians are, it was good having them in for camp. It was good beating on them.
Well, the two teams will battle it out again at Windsor High School on December 19th, and of course we'll have highlights of it for you here on future episodes. Also, don't forget that the Minnesota Storm Holiday Cup is being held this weekend, Friday, December 20th and 21st. You can check it out live on themat.com and themat.tv. Chris Moen with the call. Well, another big announcement from FILA came this week. The awarding of the 2014 Freestyle World Cup, and it goes to USA Wrestling and the host in Los Angeles, California, the 15th and 16th of March. The World Cup is an annual international dual meet championship and features the top 10 men wrestling teams in the world based upon the team standings at the 2013 World Championships. The 10 nations that have qualified for the World Cup along with the U.S. include Iran, Russia, Georgia, Ukraine, India, Cuba, Mongolia, Armenia, and Turkey. The venue for the competition is currently being finalized and will be announced in the very near future. The Freestyle World Cup was developed in the U.S. It has hosted the event 26 times since the beginning, most recently in 2003 at Boise, Idaho. Host Iran won the 2013 Freestyle World Cup with Russia placing second and the United States placing third. This will be the second major international event held in LA over the last year. United for Wrestling featured U.S., Russia, and Canada teams in men's and women's freestyle, and that took place at the Coliseum May 19th as part of the World Wrestling Month. We, of course, will have more information on the event and the schedule and how to get tickets in future episodes. Our wrestling news continues after this short timeout. Stay tuned.
Wrestlers, are you ready for the next step? USA Wrestling challenges you to test your skills at the USA Wrestling Cliff Keen Athletic Folkstyle Nationals. Become a national champion. Head to the Unidome in Cedar Falls, Iowa on April 5th and 6th to compete against the best wrestlers in the country. Last year's event featured 1,200 cadet and junior wrestlers from 32 states on 26 mats. For more information about this event and other tournaments, visit usawrestlingevents.com.
Each season, Liberty Mutual's Responsible Sports Community Grant Program awards $65,000 to youth sports organizations and school sports programs that demonstrate their commitment to responsibility in youth sports. Your organization could be one of our 20 winners this season. It's easy. Simply visit responsiblesports.com and click on the Community Grant Program. Administrators register their organization with the program, then reach out to rally parents, coaches, and team supporters to log on and review either the Responsible Sports Parenting or Responsible Coaching Guide. Then complete the quiz and showcase your mastery of the concepts. Every successfully passed quiz is worth a point that you can credit to your favorite youth sports organization or school sports program. Connect with friends, family, and neighbors to rally more support. The teams and schools with the most points at the end of the grant period win. It's that simple. Watch the leaderboard throughout the grant season, then rally more of your supporters to increase your totals. Liberty Mutual is committed to celebrating and championing youth sports and to financially supporting organizations that demonstrate their commitment to responsible sports. Join the movement and start earning points toward your community grant.
Felix just keeps on sending out the press releases. Here's another. The international governing body just announced that Iranian wrestler Amir Aziz Ali Akbari tested positive for anabolic steroids at the recent World Championships and has been disqualified, stripping him of his gold medal, and is now banned for life. Akbari won the gold medal in Greco-Roman at 264 pounds at the World Championships in Budapest in September. This was his second positive doping test, so he'll no longer be eligible for competition at FILA events. With his title vacated, the silver medalist Heikki Nabi from Estonia will rise to gold medalist position. Raiza Kalyep from Turkey will be awarded the silver, and Nurkam Tomiev from Kazakhstan and Johan Magnus Uren from Sweden will be the bronze medalists for the 264-pound weight class. With the changes in the standings, Robbie Smith of the U.S. moves up from 7th to 5th place in the standings at 264, and the U.S. moved up to a tie for 9th place in the official team standings. After losing Akbari's 10-team points, Iran dropped from 4th to 8th place. Well, as part of our regular collegiate update, we head over to State College, Pennsylvania. The #1 ranked Penn State Nittany Lions took on Big Ten rival Ohio State. And with a sellout looking on at Rec Hall, the Lions had a great day, winning 8 of 10 for a convincing 31-6 victory. This week, for the first time on the year, the Lions received all first-place votes in the NWCA poll. The biggest match of the night came at 141, where the 8th-ranked true freshman Zane Rutherford squared off with two-time NCAA champ and top-ranked Logan Stieber of Ohio State. In a close battle, Rutherford and Stieber went on into sudden victory. That overtime, the score was tied 2-2. In a tremendous scramble that showed the athletic skills of both athletes, Rutherford scored the winning takedown in overtime and fired up the home crowd with a 4-2 upset victory.
I'm pretty confident with legs. I always ride legs. That's what I'm known for on top. So, I mean, I don't throw them in unless I feel pretty confident that I can ride. And I mean, the crowd helped a lot, I think, today, and it worked out for the best.
Well, some unfortunate news out of Virginia Tech. The Hokies announced that their 141-pounder, Devin Carter, will miss the rest of the season with a torn hamstring. Carter was injured in a victory during the Cliff Keen Las Vegas Invitational a week ago. Devin is ranked 3rd nationally and had a perfect 12-0 record when he was injured in Vegas. He'll hopefully return for action next year as a redshirt senior. Well, last week, USA Wrestling was able to travel with the 5th-ranked Cowboys of Oklahoma State, who had back-to-back dual meets in the Rocky Mountain States. The day began in Greeley, Colorado, where John Smith Cowboys visited Ben Sherrington's UNC Bears. Oklahoma sophomore Eddie Clemara started off with a dual meet win. 11-2 was a major, by the way, over UNC's Trey Andrews at 125. Then Cowboy star senior John Morrison picked up the first fall for OSU, pinning Sonny Espinoza at 4 minutes 12 seconds at 133. Next up, a tech fall by Cowboy Anthony Kalika over Nick Adams, 21-6, followed by another Cowboy pin by Josh Kindig over Bo Roberts at 2 minutes 16 seconds at 149. We go to 57 pounds, returning Cowboy All-American there. Alex Derringer had a close battle, edging out UNC's Mitchell Pukowski 4-3. Oklahoma State continued to dominate the duel with 4 straight bonus point wins. Tyler Caldwell scored a tech fall at 157. He was followed by NCAA champ Chris Perry's tech fall at 174. Freshman Jordan Rogers added a third tech fall at 84, and then Blake Rochaltz secured a pin at 197 pounds. In the final bout of the Cowboy duel, Austin Marsden edged out UNC's Henry Chirino 3-2, giving Oklahoma State a clean sweep and a 48-0 victory. OSU coach John Smith talked about the win.
In the end, those hard matches, tough matches, those challenging matches were the ones that are most pleasing. You know, seeing us come out of them at 84, picking up 8 points in the third period. Caldwell, you know, just total dominance.
The Cowboys then traveled north to Laramie, Wyoming, where they faced Mark Branch's Wyoming Cowboys. Host Wyoming started strong in the lightweights when All-American Tyler Cox scored a takedown in near fall in the closing seconds for a 7-4 win over Eddie Clemara at 125.
You gotta do everything you can and just go after the guy. I mean, can't hold anything back. You just gotta keep going and fight until, you know, till the buzzer blows and you got 2.
Oklahoma State then reeled off 7 straight wins to put the match away. At 133, John Morrison scored a 16-5 major over Drew Templeman. Anthony Kalika followed with a 7-2 win over Cole Mendenhall. Josh Kindig won the next bout with an 8-3 win over Brandon Richardson. At 165, All-American Tyler Caldwell defeated Dallas Bailey, who transferred from Oklahoma State to Wyoming by a 17-5 major decision. Interesting outcome there. Well, it was a big night for national champ Chris Perry at 174 as he earned his 100th career collegiate victory with an impressive 11-3 major over Wyoming's Brent Havlick.
Good to be in a 100-win column, but only 4 of them really matter, you know, and I got 1 and I need to get another one. So it'll be, that's the goal, you know. I'd rather have 4 but I got 1 now and get 1 more.
After another OSU win at 84 by Nolan Boyd, the home crowd had a thrill at 197 when Shane Woods knocked off All-American Blake Rochalt in a tight-fought 3-2 bout.
I was trying to push the pace a little bit because the altitude, trying to use that to my advantage. But after I got that first takedown, I was pretty confident on the match.
OSU closed it out with a win at 285 as Austin Marsden stopped Leland Pfeiffer 10-5, making the final. Oklahoma State 30, Wyoming 6. We again talked to Coach John Smith.
Yeah, overall pretty good match. I mean, from the standpoint of the last 2 matches we've had, you know, it's good to see us. We had an opportunity to score a lot of points. Of course, it's a different team than what we've wrestled the last 2.
Wyoming coach Mark Branch.
There was some good in the duel, but you know it's always tough. I mean, I don't care how good the opposition is. We don't train to lose, and we don't train to have close losses even.
Stay tuned. We'll be back. There's more USA Wrestling Weekly.
There comes a point in your life that determines who you are. Whether you will lead or follow, whether you will fight or give in, whether you will win or lose, and what you will count as your victory.
USA Wrestling's popular college wrestling Google Plus Hangout on-air series continued last week with 2 of the most popular Division I programs joining in the action and the fun. First up, West Coast Power. The Stanford Cardinal are currently ranked 18th in the country. Among those who joined in, two-time All-American Ryan Mango is back after a redshirt year. Mango was second at World Team Trials in Greco-Roman last year and looks to have a strong year on the collegiate scene.
Going into my 4th year at Stanford, talked to Coach, and we were on the same page on a lot of the same issues. Giving me a chance to grow into the weight, fully get used to competing, at 133 without the pressure of national ranking.
Pac-12 champion and team captain Brett Bombach is truly one of the leaders for Stanford, and he talked about his expectations for himself and the team.
Confidence is a big part of my game, and it's when my mind's in the right mindset, I perform at my best. I always kind of try to look forward to whatever we have coming up next.
Head coach Jason Borelli was also on the hangout and talked about his team.
I just try to keep our guys on their toes throughout the year and try to go across the country to the best tournaments and the best teams and duel them, and just keep it where you're training for something every week, and you never get to a point where you're stagnant or or in a process where you're overlooking anyone on your schedule.
Well, the next day, the 8th-ranked University of Nebraska Cornhuskers joined in on the fun, sitting side by side on the hangout were head coach Mark Manning, two-time NCAA All-American James Green, and NCAA All-American Robert Kokish. Green is coming off of a big win at the Cliff Keen Las Vegas Invite at 157 and had an unbeaten record just prior to the hangout.
I don't pay too much attention to the rankings or anything, but when I do look at it and I see those guys above me, it's obvious those are the guys I got to take out, so I'm looking forward to wrestling those guys. And I'm just looking forward to wrestling everybody.
Robert Kokish is the Huskers man at 74 and looks to improve upon his third-place finish at the NCAAs last year.
I think as the season progressed last year, I started to build a lot more confidence with my wrestling. I think that was probably my biggest issue, is just, believing that I could be at the top.
Mark Manning, who's led the Husker program since 2000, feels good about this year's team.
Wrestling hard and up and down lineup, so it's not where we want to be right now, but we've made a lot of improvement from a month ago, and I expect this team to just keep getting better as the year goes on.
Well, look for more Google Plus Hangouts with USA Wrestling and some of the nation's top college programs in the next collegiate semester. Well, this week, USA Wrestling sponsor Liberty Mutual announced that 2 wrestling clubs were among the big winners in their $2,500 Responsible Sports grants for this fall. Sports organizations across the nation sign on for the Responsible Sports website and work in their communities to have parents and coaches take the Responsible Sports quiz. The groups with the most participants take home the grant and can use the money on their sports programs. One of the winners for wrestling was the Bison Wrestling Club from Waterford, PA. Also winning the $2,500 grant was USA Wrestling Club from Kansas, the Osage City Wrestling Club, whose mission statement is building the tribe one pin at a time. Well, the grant will be used to help pay for a new mat along with new warm-ups and headgear. Your club can get involved in the spring grant season. Check out themat.com for regular updates on the Responsible Sports program. Congratulations to everybody that competed. FIDA President Nanad Lalovic of Serbia, who helped lead the successful Keep Olympic wrestling effort last year, received a major international honor recently. He was named to the list of the world's top 20 sports innovators by Sports Business International. He also led the International Wrestling Federation's successful effort to get the sport back in the Olympic Games. He joined an elite group of major sport leaders, including number 1, Dana White of the UFC, number 6, Roger Goodell of the NFL, number 7, David Stern of the NBA, number 10, Scott Blackman of the UFC, and several other world leaders in sport. Congratulations to President Lalovic for receiving such an impressive honor on behalf of our sport. Well, it was just announced that the growing War of the Roses series of girls folk-style wrestling events will be sanctioned by USA Wrestling in 2014 and will expand to a number of new locations. Founded by Brent Harvey of Michigan, the series will bring 15 all-girl folk-style competitions to 11 geographically different states. All competitors must have a current USA Wrestling membership card to participate. The War of the Roses events will be open to athletes from all states, and wrestlers are encouraged to enter as many as they'd like. The first one, Badger Invitational, open at Mary Bradford High School in Kenosha, Wisconsin, January 5th. For more information, check out the War of the Roses website, waroftheroseswrestling.com. Well, it's time for our USA Wrestling Photo of the Week contest. The pictures are sent in by wrestling families and fans from around the country and are being considered for our photo contest page in USA Wrestler Magazine and our Facebook page as well. This week's photo came from Mike Patton. It shows 7th grader Alan Suarez of the Connecticut Green Knights of Thomaston, Connecticut, as he goes for a pin in the middle school championship there at Madison Square Garden as part of the Grapple at the Garden. Have your photographs considered for USA Wrestling's Photo of the Week contest simply by emailing them to Gary Abbott at gabbott@usawrestling.org. Folks, that'll do it for this week's show. From all of us at USA Wrestling, I'm Scott Casper. Enjoy the holidays, and thanks for watching, everybody.